Welcome back to another episode of the Day to Day with Daydream podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Mr. Jason King, and we're going to get into what we left off with last episode. Mr. Jason King, can you take us away?
Yes, indeed. So when we were getting into this and talking about the structure of a marriage, basically how the foundation needs to be based in God. Because I tell everybody, when you seek God, He'll provide everything for you. Everything. Every single thing that you want will come to you in abundance. Like
Amen.
I had a good conversation this morning with my VP, and we were talking about the same thing. And I was like, a lot of us go out in this world and we search for destruction. Well, by us saying that, we're creating the image, or we're fantasizing about the person that we want to be with. We go out and try to find that person instead of letting God naturally bring that person to us through us seeking Him. And we pretty much setting ourselves up for failure. So the one thing that we were saying, once you seek Him and you build the foundation with Him, then you know God. And when you know God, God knows what's best for you. Then the foundation will start. So building a strong foundation is the first pillar. So you have to have that relationship with God, because once you have the relationship with God, even if you do find somebody that's in the streets, once they see you, it will automatically pull them in from the place that they're in into a better system of life. I remember, as we were talking, when you were young into this, to healing, you would always say, I did what I thought I was supposed to do. And I was like, no, that's not what you were supposed. And you could not understand this for nothing in the world, because I could see the confusion on your face. And I was like, no, bro, you can't do what you want to do. And I said, no matter how bad you want to try to make a person better, when y'all unequally yoked, it's not
What
going to
is
pan out.
what does that even mean? Unequally yoked. Now I have a definition in my head of, what it means to be unequally yoked. Because if you think about this on a biological level, you will never be equally yoked. Not only that, like I believe equally yoked means one person. All this means to me is one person cannot feel better than the other person.
Oh,
Right? You don't want anybody feeling inferior to you in a relationship, and that's what I believe equally yoked is. But any other definition outside of that is going to go over my head, because obviously it don't really make sense to me.
okay. So a yoke is like a thing that they put over a cow or a bull's neck. So when you see two bulls tearing the land, they got yokes on them. So if one of the bull's legs, let's say the bull leg is weaker than the other one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on the inside, and the other
Mm-hmm.
bull leg is stronger than that other one, and it's on the inside, that
Mm-hmm.
the yoke will help them balance out until that other leg gets strong. So when
Mm.
you saying somebody that's equally yoked, you're finding that whatever your weakness is, that woman will put that placeholder in where that weakness is. Whatever
Okay.
her weakness is, you'll be that placeholder for her weakness. And that's where
Okay.
you'll become equally yoked. So
Mm.
you are actually building upon each other. That's what that saying in the Bible said when we were talking about it. That a woman does not belong to a man, and a man does not belong to a woman. They belong to each other. The woman belongs to the man. Woman's body belongs to the man. The man bodies belong to the woman. Y'all
Mm.
interchange and you become one. So
Yeah,
that will make you equally yoked. Now,
yeah. Yeah, that's the process of falling in love. That's what love is the two becoming one. That's why, like, sometimes when I look around, I'm like, how can this person run off and be with somebody else new so fast? Well, now that I have more of a clear understanding, that means that that person never loved you in the first place, because you have to take time to detach yourself, that parabond, spiritually, physically, all mental, all of that stuff, from the person you were just previously with. And I touched that in my last episode when I was like, well, people run from one love to another. But sometimes when people run from one love to another, sometimes that love is theirs to save them from themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just a level of consciousness that most people will never get to unless they have the proper guidance. And when you say early in the episode, you was like, we all here and seek destruction. Now, okay, I'm gonna add my 2 cents to that because from me being where I am in my life and now being more conscious of the environment and society, people just don't know, right? And that's what it's going to
Mm-hmm.
tie into, like, does a woman's past matter? Well, okay, so when you look at it this way, if you're more of a, I'm going to say, ambiguous person and somebody who has been through a path as far as mine, and you're able to see why and understand more clearly, like you were saying earlier, um having God in your life and being there to help somebody else. And I feel like we just so dismissive of
Mm-hmm.
somebody else because the abundance of options. And when I think about this on a deeper level, does our past really matter? Because if you can be there to heal somebody else, doesn't matter. Is that what you're supposed to be doing? And that's what I caught myself into when I was in, when I had what I had. I didn't really see it the way that most people. I didn't really see it the way most people did. And when I look back at it, people always say that I did too much, and I just that's a saying that I really can't stand behind, because is there really too much? If you're conscious of what is going on and have the information and wisdom to cultivate a mind to a better place, and you see somebody in a place of pain, what would a man do? What are they supposed to do?
Oh, again, seek the kingdom of God, because this is what we fall short because we continue to disobey the law. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? We instead of us going to God with every, because He tell you, come to me with every one of your problems. Everything that you have a problem with, go to the Bible. It's gonna answer it. It's gonna answer it. It's literally in there. As far as you on your trials and tribulation, you as a young man, we so we so full of you vigor and bullheadedness and strength, and you want to be successful. It's hard for your mind to be permeated with knowledge in the beginning, because you are in a, as they say, you in go mode. You not even thinking about God, which is crazy, which is a lot. That's what a lot of us do. We're acting in the world.
mm,
We're actively acting in the world. We of the world, and we shouldn't be. We should be seeking God, but the purpose of, like, just look, your parents are trying to raise you, you trying to go to school, you trying to do all of this. When they taking and removing stuff out of school, so you don't have that type of structure and base, they took decency out of school. Once you start taking them, once they start taking the Bible out of school, you saw the decline
mm.
rapidly.
You know, to piggyback off what you said in the past, how you say you're supposed to go to God with all your problems.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, okay, look, that's a wisdom that many people don't have. And I'm gonna say this because you said this a while ago. You was like, how can you ask him for something and you don't know him? Like how you go to him with your prayers
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have a relationship with him. And I thought about that. I'm like, see, that's just a level of consciousness many people aren't aware of.
But
And go ahead.
we all, this is the thing. God is always there for us. We tend to stray away. Just like when we were in the gym, you were talking about, you were telling me about the times that you reflected on your life, and you were saying, I was, every time I had some things that started going up, I was in the Bible. I was in the Bible study. I was meeting people because I was going here. I go there. And then you'll stop, and then you'll have a decline. And then you'll go back, and you'll have a you'll rise again. So that's one thing that I've learned. Like, in His will, we'll think when we're doing good, that's God's will. But sometimes God's will can be us falling. because he can
Okay.
say, "Hey, I see you doing this, but this is not bringing you to me. I don't know you. You of the world." But once you start seeking him, then you'll be better. So in turn, when you get into relationships, you already have the knowledge of a foundation of how the relationship or go, because you don't have to force nothing what the Bible say, because if somebody argues, so you gonna argue with the Bible?
So okay, so here's the thing with that. You have people who are terrible people and
Mm-hmm.
don't have God in their life and are successful. However, that just goes to show what is a person defined as successful. And many people say hard. I mean, it's sad to say this, but most people need to be led, and
Yeah.
that's just the problem because we see what's going on in the world. Like this person is successful. We don't really know. We see the glory, not the story,
Mm.
and we have to, as a society, restructure what it means to be successful in the first place, just as much as what is the true definition of a man. That
Mm.
has to be reevaluated because if we keep chasing the same, if we, like in the words of Steve Harvey, if we keep doing what we've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you've been getting. And I'm gonna say this to the collective. Somebody may be doing better than you, and the only reason why I know this is because I was exposed to it. Somebody could be doing better than you financially, yes, but does that mean they sleep at night?
Mm.
Because I know some people who can't be alone and they
Ah.
got everything that it is that you dream of and they can't be alone. So that's why I can sit up here and tell you with conviction that, you know, it is not always what it seems. And social media has really warped our reality and put us all, most of us, in a twilight zone. And I just want y'all to just reevaluate and just look within. Nobody wants to do that
Nope.
because we all got some skeletons in our closet, right? And that's a very important too going into a relationship because I know you got skeletons in your closet. You know I got some in my closet. So at the very beginning of the relationship, we can't even be truthful with each other because I know you hiding something and you making me figure it out. That's where the trust issues lie. How about we switch it up? How about we say everything that how about we lead the relationship going into it with everything that we are uncomfortable about. Now I'm not as far as sharing too much personal information, but just reveal what it is that you fighting and let that person choose to love you anyway. Because at the end of the day, all you're really worried about is if this don't work out, they know all my business. Well, it could be it could I read this quote and it said the longer you spend with the wrong person, the less time you have with the right one.
Ooh, that's rough. Because
So
hey,
go
let
ahead.
me build off that. That is a particular thing that we see in society today. Just how you said we have to reconstruct the paradigm of what a man is, because
Hmm.
we have superstars, athletes, rappers, drug dealers as they parading as men, and these men are not men. It's a Trojan horse thing. You a distraction. Rappers and drug dealers, I don't respect rappers and drug dealers because you're literally spitting death and destruction.
Yeah,
Athletes,
but
yeah, you can be an athlete, okay, that's fine, but but you starting to see an uprise of Christian athletes and not the other type of athletes. Now, again, if you want to go into statistics, after 5 years, like all the basketball players in the NBA are broke. They don't have no financial literacy. Now, when you're looking at this stuff and you see all of this on from an outside view, you want that. You ascertain for that. You want to be, oh, I want to be in the upper echelon. But God tells you, do not make false idols. And that's what we do. We worship these other people, which causes us to feel less than, feel guilty, feel bad, feel like we're not successful. If you breathing, if you got food, and you got clothes on your back, if you can walk, talk, you are blessed. But we look at our blessings as shortcomings because we are operating by the flesh and by listen. I'm not gonna even hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, my boy. The devil is deviling. You heard me? He is out here, and like I told you, when you be getting down, I say, boy, you got to get that monkey off your back. I like because I can see it on you from when you be like, yo, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. We going to the gym. Then you go deal with you go swing the pendulum, and then I see you come back, and you be like, oh man, you know this, and I say, now when I told you to stay away, you didn't stay away. Now I don't tell you to stay away. I tell you to go read the Bible. I say, go read the Bible and see what it say, because you keep getting forced with the temptation. Like we as people, we lead by the flesh instead of the spirit. So majority of us choose the wrong mates. So that's what
Mm.
I'm saying. We go into the partnership. We're looking at a person for their physical attributes. We're looking at them the wrong way, and then that one thing can show you who a person truly is. And once it starts unraveling, you're like, wait, you doing all this? You saying all this? Who are you? Because sometimes that underlying anger in people
Mm-hmm.
has always been there for you, but they have been holding it and holding it. And this is what people do. They hold grudges. Like I said, when you go to bed and you have an argument with somebody, you're not supposed to wake up with that argument 2 3 days later or a month later.
Mm.
It's over with.
Mm.
You settle whatever was going on, and then you move forward, because you can't have progress holding on and latching on to the past, especially if it has something to do with a person's sexual nature. You know, it's displeasing for a man to see a woman that sleeps around. Yes. Are we the judge? No, because in this society, it deems that we are the beneficiaries of doing the same thing, but we are making the quote unquote 304s. We making them. So how can
I
we
I
do?
knew you was going. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that, and that that's a major reason on why you have to redefine what it is to be a man,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because men, okay, I'm not gonna get into this episode, but it's called the Eddie Willie theory. But I'll talk about that later. But essentially, you know, a man has to sit, and it's hard because you know, to have control over your lust as a man, many men don't have a morality greater than they lust, and that's something that
Mm.
has to be worked on. And
Boy,
you know,
that's a you need to say that again. That was a key. Uh
your
if
mom,
anybody
well,
heard it.
mama, well, okay, yeah, my morality as a man is greater than my lust. So, and that's what men have to work on. They have to practice that because you know it's hard until you see, like it's an addiction. It's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's like most men, because obviously I'm around more men than I am women, because I'm a man just as much as women are around more women than they are men. That's just the natural order of things. And I can see these things, and men can't turn that off. But are they trying to? Are they trying to have control over those desires? Because if you're a man who cannot control your own desires, then you a man that I really don't want to be around, because you just lead to a path of destruction. And
Mm-hmm.
in a process of that, look what you're doing to these women and men that look up to you. Because everybody who got somebody who secretly look up to them, and that just has to be practiced. Because even if a woman is in front of you, do you have what it takes to say no?
Hmm.
Most men do not have that power.
Hey,
And
even Adam couldn't say no. Eve was naked with a piece of fruit, and he still ain't tell her no. That's
mm,
crazy. So,
you see,
like, go ahead, go ahead.
it's hard, you know. Now you, we live in a society now where it's just hypersexualized, so it's even harder to turn it off, because
Mm-hmm.
what I don't see over here I can see over there. And that's just what you have to find out or redefine what it means to be a man in your life and what that means, because obviously look at society, it's going down the wrong path. And why? One of the reasons is because it's hypersexualized.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not gonna get into this episode, but another one. But when you have intercourse with a woman, after a particular time, it causes them major circadian disruption in their mind, leading to,
Mhm.
issues where I won't touch in this episode, but we can talk about that in another one. And you can see, I can clearly see because I'm more aware of what is going on because I have ascertained a high level of consciousness and I can see the destruction clearly now. Like the Messiah said himself, he speaks in parables because he did not want the world to understand, only the select. And I kind of feel like I have that ability, and it came with a lot of pain though, but now I can clearly see. And there was another quote that I came across, and I think this is biblically stated, that a man who has intelligence, or a man with wisdom, bears the burden of the world.
Yeah,
Many people ain't gonna understand
yeah.
that.
But
But to be aware is also, you gotta be able to take the bad with the good when it comes towards intelligence or wisdom. You gotta be careful with that because a lot of people cannot handle that information. And then that also leads to destruction in society. The
yeah,
what do they call it? The information overload,
yeah,
because you have one guy or female that can handle this information, and on the other side they can't. And you also have destruction. So not only is society hypersexualized, not only do we not know what it means to be a man and to control our sexual urges, we also, because we live in the information era, you have information overload, which is also causing destruction.
yeah,
Because with great power with great information or great responsibility. I mean,
yeah.
well, great power comes responsibility. That power is knowledge. That's what that means. Power is knowledge. With
Power
great
is
power
not.
comes great responsibility. So, I can give out information all day long, but what are you going to do to implement that? Are you going to implement it? Are you going to even be receptive to it? Because I can be talking about this all day long. Only a select few it's gonna
Gravitate.
resonate with, and then those are the people that I'm talking to.
And and I say this, pain does breed knowledge as well, because people understand. The one thing I learned about pain is that once you get enough of it, you'll start doing right. Cause
Oh
hey
yeah,
man,
oh yeah. I
it
remember when you told me and it stuck with me because we was coming out the gym, and you was like, I remember this verbatim because I was finna go to the gym, and we all know where I was finna go, and you was like, listen, you invite pain into your life, pain gonna show up.
yeah,
That's like that really hit me, because and that's another thing, people invite pain into their life and are unaware of it. The first step you have to take is to become aware, and that's the hardest step, is to become aware of the situation that you're in, or it's going to keep repeating itself. This is called a karmic cycle. It's going to keep happening to you until you do something about it, because the truth is behind the lie. That means that you are responsible to finding out the truth on your own. So it's going to keep happening to you. So you can sit up here and blame life all you want to, but nothing's going to change until you decide to change it for yourself.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Like I tell people all the time, like what's the end result of all this? Like
Mm-hmm.
like I have a lot of women clients that come in when I'm doing their business funding and stuff. But it seems
Mm.
to come into a almost into a counseling session, and I'm like, yo, and I listen to them like, so we can touch on this last couple of minutes on the foundation of a relationship, on partnership. I was like, you need to stop saying partnership, because that's not your partner, that's your husband.
Mm.
That's a bigger part of your life than just a business partner. So people always trying to relate business and marriage together, business and marriage, and they not seeing that they're destroying a marriage just like they destroy a business. Stop referring to it that way. We don't have strong marriages anymore, just like we don't have strong businesses. So don't refer to your marriage as a business. The one thing I learned, when you look at the statistics, people that seek God in their relationship, those are the 20, the 40, the 50, the people that's dying with each other because they have God to reference. When you have a problem in your relationship, when you have something going on, don't seek your knowledge through anger. Don't argue with the person. Y'all sit down. Let's go see what the Bible says about it. And I know it's hard to do that, because when you get into a few with a person that knows your triggers, you're gonna be like, yo, you really taking me there. But if you got the proper foundation,
Mm-hmm.
which is God first, then your family, then your finances. Now, when you get into your finances, everybody, like if you're gonna have money, y'all all gonna have money. It need to be a joint account, and y'all need to plan what you need to do with your money together.
You would do joint accounts?
I done it before.
I mean, so you would recommend joint bank accounts?
Yeah.
Oh man, you
That's
better really
personal,
love
not
this.
business.
You better really love this
That's
woman. She better
personal,
really
not
love you.
business, sir. Let me tell you that's personal, not business.
Well, it just
Now my
how much
personal
faith is in
account,
your relationship? That's what it come down to.
yeah. When it's my
That's
personal
what it come
business,
down to.
if it's my wife and it's a personal account, okay, yeah, this is what doing this. Yeah, you might as well be on it, but it's a business account. No, no. I let the
Mm,
business be a separate entity. Let
mm.
it do what
So
it's thing.
personal, like
Yeah,
you would have joint
personal.
bank
Yeah,
account.
I don't care, but the business want to be separate. I've had accounting CPAs dealing with that. No, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna deal with that. Business is business. Now,
Mm,
but that's the last part of the foundation. That's going to be the tip. The first part is going to the base is going to be God. I need my relationship and her relationship with God to be so strong that we can actually get past a petty argument. If you
mm.
think about some of the stuff I used to, when I was married, I used to think about, like, my ex-wife would turn the radio station. She had always changed the radio station while I was listening to something. I was like, that really makes me angry. Don't do that. And I was like, she would continue to do it after she heard me voice. So that's the thing that used to trigger me, and go into an argument, because
Mm.
it's the disrespect.
You know, I'm gonna add this, and I read this, and I wish I would have known this a long time ago. I wish I would have known this when I needed to know it the most. So I'm gonna give you this valuable piece of wisdom for the people who are in a relationship. And you know, I'm gonna say this: your effort to realign her behavior based off what frustrates you will never work. You would have to magnify the love in order to realign her behavior correctly, because the effort to fix what bothers you the most out of frustration never will. It'll always lead to an argument. You have to find a way to magnify the love you feel for her, even in times where it may not feel like that's what she needs, but that's what it is. And the effort to magnify the love under whatever that it is that bothers you will realign her behavior far better than you trying to do that under your frustration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, man. Like, so making sure
Mm-hmm.
that the foundation is correct. Like, it's one of the biggest things. God, your family, your finances. Just make it simple. Make it simple. Write it down. Make it plain. Put a little four square on a piece of thing. This is what I want, God. I want a better relation. I want the best relationship with you. I want the relationship with my wife and my kids. And I want my family and my finances to be elite and lit, so we can go everywhere and anywhere we want to go. And then you give that, and you pray and you give it to God, and then it's up. It's up after
It's
that.
it's just a patience game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a patience game. But it looks like that's all we have time for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys for tapping in. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as we enjoyed making it. And if this video resonated with you, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my social media platforms. And other than that, you guys have a great day.
Peace.